Let's see how this video goes. So I guess a lot of people are upset with me on Facebook. It's a great thing I've been rattling cages over there, so at least when I come here to YouTube, you guys are not upset with me thinking that there's something wrong with me. If all else fails, go to another app where you have not rattled so many cages that everybody's upset with you and you're ready to block everybody. So I don't like the world. I don't like where it's headed. I'm really happy for the Venezuelan people not to be under a dictator, but it gives our president no right to go and kidnap another person, whether they're a dictator or not. So I'm really happy for the Venezuelan people. But putting that aside, let's look at the situation. Their oil is now stolen. Hey, Beverly, it's great to see you. Shalom. Their oil gets stolen. And now our president put in another president, and the new president to Venezuela is a Zionist lover. I'm trying to choose my words wisely, and I have this bottleneck of words that I prefer to be saying, but I can't. So I am not going to Barack Israel. I'm not going to Barack the Jews in Israel because I'm not going to Barack evil. Now I will Barack you. I Barack Beverly. I'll Barack people that are really Yahuwah's chosen, but I'm not going to Barack a bunch of people that are under MOLOCH. And so their oil gets stolen. Now they're given a president who is a lion Jew hate lover, who's now going to take all the Venezuelan people and start sending billions of dollars over to Israel, just like our president here does not take care of us, we the people, but instead sends our tax dollars over to Israel, and we're paying for all of those Jews over in Israel to have free health care, free rent, they don't pay rent, free food, everything else free at the American taxpayers' expense. At first, your tax money was going to traffic children, but now it's going to. All right, see. Get what just happened. No, cancel. It won't give me back my screen. They get discounts on missiles and equipment. All right, my numbers jumped up from just Bev and I to all of a sudden 19 people. Beverly, heads up. I don't know what's coming in my chat room, but I think it's a bunch of bots and trolls. So Beverly, hang on, Beverly, while you're here. No, I got you. I don't know who's coming in my chat room besides a bunch of trolls. So anyway, so now Venezuela has a president who's going to send all of their tax dollars over to Israel. And my friends on Facebook are pissed off at me that I'm not jumping up and down for this whole move in Venezuela. Because after this, what? Trump's going to go for Cuba, Iran, Greenland. Who else? Who else is not on the Rothschild banking system? Because that's how he's going. That's who he's going after next. Are they pissed because I tell them the truth? And they're mad at me because they're like, Holly, you should be happy the Venezuelans don't have a dictator anymore. And Holly, blah, 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 blah. Holly, our president just kidnapped somebody. Isn't it great and fantastic? And it's like, no, it's not. Beverly, I'm trying to keep up with these people. So They're not people. I'm trying to keep up with the bots and trolls. It'd probably be better for people not to comment than to comment. If I accidentally block a real person, please email me with your YouTube address, and I will apologize and take you off a block. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Hitler never murdered 6 million people. Hitler was against the Rothschild banking system, where Trump is actually a Zionist Jew himself. So, all right. So that's that. Everybody's pissed off. I started taking people off my Facebook. Holly, I got mad love for you, but I disagree with your religious talk. First of all, I'm anti-religion and anti-religious. Okay? What I have to say is not a religious message. Nothing I have to say is a religious message. What I am carrying is the gospel of Yahusha. What I am carrying is his message and prophecy. So it's not religious talk. All of this basically is the New World Order being rolled out. Okay, this is the New World Order being rolled out. Everybody is jumping up and down, all happy that the Venezuelans have freedom. But no, they don't. They have an illusion of freedom, just like we have an illusion that our votes count. They don't count. They never did count. And I'm going to tell you on a personal level, I'm really upset because I only have at best, 1/3 of my memories from being trafficked for 37 years. And I think Trump is in a lot of my memories, but I don't remember because when I was released, from the dumps, I can't disagree with that. We live in a free range mind prison. If that's a bot, man, you just slipped by. Hey, DC, it's great to see you. It starts at home. So yeah, the smart idea would be to stop paying your taxes to a bunch of war-hungry. Oh, I'm a bot. Are you an actual real person? Are we going to get in an argument right now? Hey, Doug. I've been thinking about you, Doug. It's great to see you. No, we got a choice about everything we do. So I think I'm real, but maybe I'm not. So this whole thing is the rollout, the way I see it, is the rollout of the New World Order, and people are jumping up and down because they got this false sense of freedom. I feel like it's a repeat of the Iraqi war. Oh, God, don't ever hit on me, and don't ever start out with stuff like that. You don't know me. If you know me, you wouldn't say that stuff. If you knew me, you wouldn't say that about me. That's not true. What am I trying? Because this stupid chat room is distracting me. You know what's funny? I already eloped to Vegas before when I was 24 years old, and I got married at the Excalibur Hotel with Merlin the Wizard performing the honors. But you know, they lied. They lied. They said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I got married in Vegas, but the husband didn't stay there. He followed me back to Jersey. We could elope though. Right. Do hide user. Hide user. Yeah, I am a taken woman, to be honest with you. I am married. No attention to him. The problem is I want to be able to see your comments. Like when somebody actually comes in here to talk and has a valid question, but I won't pay any mind to them. I mean, otherwise, and that's another reason why I'm giving you blue wrenches so that way I can see my friends' comments and grab you and not lose you. So I was talking to Heavenly Abba this morning, and I was like, Abba, if I didn't have a good foundation in you, I would think that this appears to be the first seal being opened, because what's that first seal? The first rider goes out to conquer, right? And it appears like Trump is conquering all of these different lands. I mean, he just bombed Iran. Israel has Trump by the dick and balls, if you ask me. I'm sorry, I have a very limited vocabulary. I'm just going to say it for what it is. I think Bibi has Trump by the dick and balls, and Trump's going to do whatever Bibi says, because Trump is now a Zionist Jew. He's going to get the third temple built. It's welcome to the second stage. No, we're not in war yet. I'm not a denomination. I'm anti-religion, anti-religious. I do not have a denomination. I am a follower of Yahushua Mashiach, who came in Yahuwah's name. He only has one name. I have nothing to do with that thing called Jesus or Jehovah. Those are false entities. Those are not my savior. Those things were given to us by King James and Constantine, two dudes that hated Yahushua Mashiach. So I'm a follower of Yahushua. Yeah, prophecy is definitely being fulfilled. But the thing is it's not the seals being open. The seals aren't opening yet. This isn't even tribulation. Oh, this is not the 7-year tribulation yet. It has not started. So, well, I mean, Yahuwah's going to use the giants to fulfill his wrath, but that doesn't mean the giants are good, But yeah, these things have to come. These things have to come to pass. But I don't see any good in it. I can see the people on Facebook are listening to mass media and talking heads. They're not relying on Yahuwah. And what Yahuwah's been showing me about all of these moves that Trump is making is all it is the New World Order being rolled out. Put everybody on the Rothschild banking system. No. Can I tell you what I think about that? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about the Satan's little season. I think it's false doctrine, and hear me out. Because Satan's little season basically says, oh, Yahushua returned. He built all these beautiful buildings, and then he left again. But don't worry, he's going to return a third time. It's a lie. It's false doctrine. Those old world buildings are how we used to live and what we used to live in. We used to have free energy. Transportation was free. We had real fruit, not fruit and food, not printed meat. We lived very, very, very differently than we do now. Those old world buildings are what we used to live in. Yahushua did not come back and we miss him. When he comes back, every knee will bow. Your knee hasn't bowed. The planets up in heaven will bow upon his return. Everybody on the surface of the earth, straight down to hell, will bow. Everyone up in heaven, everyone on earth, and everyone in hell will take a knee upon his return, whether you want to or not, whether you believe in him or not, whether you like him or not, you will kneel. None of us have kneeled yet. First and foremost, go to your creator and ask him, have I missed your return? And let him be your rabbi and let him answer you, because I asked him that. When I first heard about Satan's little season a bunch of years ago, the first thing I did was run to Heavenly Abba Yahuwah within prayer and fasting. And I said, did I miss your return? And he said, capital N, capital no. No. He's only returning one time. Satan's little season has him returning constantly. No. No, I don't believe in Satan's little season. And we got two battles. We don't just have one. Okay. Right now we're facing the 7-year tribulation. It's not 3.5 years. Revelation talks about the two witnesses prophesying for 3.5 years. It talks about specific things to happen during the 7-year tribulation. But that just because it talks about, for instance, the witnesses prophesying for 42 months doesn't mean that that's the length of the tribulation. The tribulation is 7 years long. Heavenly Abba does things in sevens. Let me explain. Sheminas are a 7-year long period. Jubilees are 7 Shemitahs. 7 times 7 Shemitahs equals 49 years. A Jubilee is 49 years. A Jubilee cycle is 343 years. A Jubilee cycle is 7 Jubilees, so that would be 7 times 49 equals 343 years. A Shemitah is 7 years. A Jubilee is 49. A Jubilee cycle is 343. Abba says he's going to cut the age short, and that's what he's talking about. He's cutting the Jubilee and the Jubilee cycle short. He does things in sevens. He's got 7 hallowed spirits, one of which is our Ruach Kadesh to be our companion. He's got 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls of wrath, 7 lampstands, 7 angels, 7 churches. He does things in sevens, not 3.5. Remember, do hide user. Don't just delete the message, like absolutely hide them. I'm telling you, pick the option hide user. So our 7-year tribulation is going to be 7 years because the Shemitah is 7 years long. All through scripture, you guys read about 7 years, let the work 6 years, on the 7th, let the land rest. He does things in Shemitahs. It should say hide user or block or like get them hide user on this page. It should give you an option to hide them. Like when I click on it, it'll say remove. Oh, well, I'm clicking on you. It'll say like remove comment, put user in timeout, or hide user on this channel. Hide them. Really? Oh, ain't that a bitch? How can I fix that? Hang on, DC, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Hang on. All right, maybe this will let you be able to hide them now. Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's at the bottom of the menu. You might have to scroll up. DC, thank you, Doug. So, I know pulpits say the tribulation is 3.5 years long, but that's some sort of Catholic doctrine. And if the pulpit is calling the tribulation 3.5 years long, they're not relying on Yahuwah. They're probably relying on JESUS or JEHOVAH or YESHUA or BAAL that goes by the same name as LORD, or they're probably relying on GOD, which actually summons the fallen angel. I'm just going to say it, Godrail. And Godrail is the one that tricked Eve in the garden. And Godrail is also the one that's in charge of America. You know that plumed serpent? Yeah, that's GADRAEL. That's why when you say GOD, you're summoning that thing. You're not summoning your creator. Anyway, Yahusha came in Yahuwah's name. Nobody pays attention to him. Somebody else comes in their own name, like JESUS, and everybody flocks to him. See, one of the first things I thought to ask my creator was, hi, I'm Holly. What's your name? And he told me. And then he said, it's Yahusha. Go use it, Holly. Yahusha is the only name to get rid of demons. Yahusha is the only name to cure and heal. He only has one name. These fallen entities have a bunch of other names, and they have a bunch of other false prophecies and false messages and false doctrine. Guys, we're called out of the church. And when we're called out, we need to drop the churchianity and the false doctrine at the door. We're called out of synagogues, temples, mosques, online ministries that are fallen. You know, the type of online ministry that reads Constantine's Creed and then gets up on YouTube and goes, okay, guys, we got good Christians and bad Christians. Those are bad Christians, but you and I are good. No, it doesn't work like that. The facts are Christians go to hell. And the reason why Christians go to hell is because to be a Christian, you have to renounce Yahushua Mashiach. You have to renounce him to take up your Roman Catholic religion. And your Roman Catholic religion is who gives you these false entities called Jesus and Jehovah. So yeah, Christians go to hell. I also know firsthand because when I died, I was a Christian. I went to hell for it. Because Christians live for themselves. Christians don't live for him. They renounce Yahushua. I'm sorry you had to learn this the hard way. I had to learn it the hard way too. So listen, right now we're in a Shemitah. Our current Shemitah ends on the Gregorian calendar of September 2027. And then a new Shemitah starts. A new 7-year cycle starts. When that new 7-year cycle starts, guys, all of us got something to worry about when that new Shemitah starts. Because we could either have a great 7 years or a bad 7 years. And it's looking to be a very bad 7 years. And that 7-year tribulation is an extinction level event. Hey, San and Senaholic, how are you? So we definitely want to get right with Yahushua. And this world right now, I mean, it's under a Zionist agenda. And even Schofield came up with false doctrine saying, unless you bless the Jews, unless you bless Israel, you're not going to heaven. And that's a complete lie because scripture never, ever says it. Scripture never says, oh, bless the Jews or you're going to hell. It doesn't say that anywhere. Everybody else wants you to think that because the Jews want you to think they're chosen. They're not. Did you ever look up? I'm so upset with Americans. They take down their American flag and start flying the Ukrainian flag, and they're on the side of Ukraine. And meanwhile, they never looked up the sigil for Ukraine. The sigil for Ukraine is the name of Moloch. The flag for Israel is the name of Remphain, another fallen entity. I shouldn't be saying these names. That's why I'm trying to spell them out, because when a person says a name, they are honoring by saying the name. And I'm not honoring these fallen ones. I only honor Yahushua Mashiach, who came in Yahuwah's name. And his Ruach Kadesh is my companion. And I don't go by any other imposters or spirit animals or spirit guides. And that's a slap in the face to Abba when people take a spirit guide over his Ruach. Like, whatever. But there's a great falling away. So there's nothing in scripture that says you have to bless Israel or you have to bless the Holy Land or you have to bless Jews, because if you don't, you're going to hell. Now, scripture does say, it says something, I should have scripture in front of me when I explain this. Otherwise, it's not going to come out the way I want it to. When you are in Yahushua and you're living in his ways, celebrating his feasts and festivals, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, First Fruits, Passover meal. Second one, Feast of Weeks. Third one, Feast of Trumpets. Fourth one, Feast of Tabernacles. Everything else is Jewish tradition. We do not celebrate it. You honor his 10 commandments, obey the Sabbath. You are about Yahushua's business and in Yahuwah's will. When you are physically living like it and on the narrow path, then when people come to you and say, hey, Holly, I barak you. I barak you. Barak is Hebrew for bless. But if you break apart the English word of bless, it means to sprinkle blood on. I don't sprinkle blood on anything. So I'm saying Hebrew, the word barak in Hebrew, because I want it to mean exactly what I'm saying. I'll give you another example. I don't say pray. I'm not going to pray. P-R-E-Y. No. I'm going to palal. P-A-L-A-L. Palal means intercessory prayers. I'm not. Okay. So anyway, what was I yammering on about? When people barak you, when you're living in Yahusha's ways, then that person who baraks you is barak themselves. But when you're living in Yahusha's ways and somebody comes along and goes, "Oh, Holly, just shut up with your opinion," blah, 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 blah. They're cursing themselves. They're cursing themselves. They don't live in Yahusha's ways. They live like pagans. King 1, which Israel are you talking about? Are you talking about the Israel that the lying Jews control? Which one are you talking about? Because I'm not going to bless that country of Israel. And I don't bless the Jews. I do not bless the country of Israel. Rather, I expose them. And I palal that heavenly Abba's wrath be upon them. They're committing genocide. I'm not going to bless a bunch of murderers. Now, I will barak Yahuwah's people, but Israel is not filled with Yahuwah's people. Israel is run and controlled and set up by a bunch of lying Jews. They're not Yahuwah's chosen people. They're chosen by Moloch. No, it's not. Get out of my chat room. I don't want people getting the wrong message. That's not what Heavenly Abba says in scripture. No, it's not. I'm exposing that very thing. You're not welcome here with your false message and false doctrine. Right? Like singing happy birthday. Thank you. Okay. I said denounce the church, not scripture. That's two separate things. Get out of my chat room. I don't want you here. Get out of my chat room. I don't want you here either. That's two separate things, and you're mincing my words, and I'm not going to repeat them. I said them correct the first time. The two witnesses have not shown up. The seals have not opened. We are not in the 7-year tribulation yet. We are in a current Shemitah. A Shemitah is a 7-year long period. When this Shemitah comes to the end, it will be on the Gregorian calendar of September 2027. And then a new Shemitah begins. That new Shemitah is what you and I have got to be worried about. That new Shemitah rolling in is what you and I need to prepare for. We need to get right with Yahusha, stock up food, water, medicine, whatever we can get together. Because if you don't use it, the person behind you could use it. This is 21 months away, people. Man, if I'm not, okay. I don't know anything about running an army, but if I did, I'd be in a lot of trouble with the people I have to work with on Facebook because they're not getting it. And they want to sit there and play patty cake and bless evil. And it's ridiculous. They want to sit there and get along with the world and I cannot pretend. I'm not indoctrinated. I'm not brainwashed. I even made it out of MK Ultra. There's no way I'm letting these Gwen towers sending out frequencies dumb me down now, since I fought so long and hard to get out of the dumps. And I'm really angry because Mangley released me in 2008. I only have 1/3 of my memories. I want the other 2/3 because I think in the other 2/3 of my memories, Trump is in them and I'm not remembering them. And this is what I tried to say at the beginning of the video. I really feel this. DC, I was going to call you today and say this, but I'm still before Abba chewing it over. But I'm going to come to you and I'm going to find a second person in my support system, a third person too, and really talk about this. I don't have all my memories back, and they're the ones that released me, right, out into the world. So obviously they're still kind of using me. I happen to find my way to Yahusha, so that's my saving grace. I remember I saw all of my altars, but I only met about 50 of them. I had 169 altars, and I only have the memories of maybe about 50 of them, and even then they're very fragmented. I think Trump is in the rest of them. I surmise I surmise that Trump is in the other 2/3, along with a whole bunch of other politicians that I want to expose just as much as you want to expose. The problem is that even if I give you those names, those things, they will never, even if they're exposed, they're never going to be brought to justice. This is so bad that it's going to take you who should return to eradicate it. Hey, Karen, I love you. I think in the other 2/3 of those memories, Trump's in them. And another reason why I think that is because in 2018, I did one interview on X. And something was strange, too, when I showed up because there was only 4 people in that chat room. Me, Tiny Mercado, the hostess, Pamela, Angelina, and Trump. And Trump commented in the chat room. Tiny had sent me the screenshots. So I'm going to ask her for them again. Of Trump commenting in the chat room. You see Tiny Mercado and me sitting on the live stream, and there's Trump commenting below. He said, keep up the good work. Good job. Yeah, you know why? Because he's guilty as shit, and he remembers me, and I don't fucking remember him. Now, I'm sorry for the F word, Abba. I don't remember him. Biden looks kind of familiar. I don't like his son. All the presidents that we have had since 1974 are guilty of harming kids. And I really think, okay, now George Bush Sr. was a boss to me in the dumps when I was a super soldier. I think Trump was the next up to be a boss to me. And that's why he came to one of my interviews. He wants to know how much I remember. See, predators always come back to the scene of the crime. That was in what, 2017, 2018, I did that interview when Trump showed up. I think he was making sure that I didn't remember him. That's what I think. And I said in that interview too, Trump is the only president we've had since I've been born that I don't remember in the dumbs and a part of these MK Ultra projects and human experimentation projects like Project Ibis, Project Mannequin, Project Looking Glass, Project Seagate, Projects Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma. He wasn't at the human hunting parties that I was put through at Castle Amaro, you know, the 1,000 Points of Light. He wasn't at Buckingham. Okay, I only have 1/3 of my memories. I think the reason why Trump showed up was to make sure that I don't remember him. And this is what I surmise. I'm having a very tough time. When he did this in Venezuela, it struck a chord in me. And it struck a deep chord in me. And I can't put my finger on it, why it's hitting me so hard. But I surmise that he was supposed to be a boss to me. And if I was still an active super soldier, I would have been helping him out with Venezuela and helping him roll out the New World Order. I was in programming. They put me in programming for the Last Days and End Times, Janus programming. I was also going to be used as a sleeper. You guys have heard of sleeper cells, right? Hey, Lisa D, how are you? So that's how I think Trump is guiltier than sin. We should have had those Epstein files. Epstein himself looks so damn familiar. Even that temple on his island, which has nothing inside of it. Something, I don't know, when I found out about Venezuela, I started having these thoughts in my head, and I can't put my finger on it. And it has to do with when I was an active super soldier. And which might explain to me why I would get angry with other survivors when they said Trump was guilty. But every time I heard another survivor say Trump's guilty, he hurt the kids. Deep down inside, I knew they were telling the truth, and I knew they were right. But I kept going, no, you're lying. MK Ultra is a really ugly, disgusting thing, and I was born into it and went through it for 37 years of my life. I woke up when I was 40. I'm 51 right now. I fully reintegrated 3 years ago. I fully reintegrated only 3 years ago, okay? And I only had 1/3 of my memories. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. This is another reason why I live alone and secluded, and I don't want to be bothered with people. It's because I want to live in silence so I can hear my shepherd's voice, get my memories back, and stop making stupid asinine decisions. I'm at my best when I'm alone. So that's what's on my mind, and that's what's weighing me down so heavy. I'm so happy you're here, Karen. Hey, Karen, maybe if you get bored, you might want to listen to the whole video, because I was telling DC I'm going to try to get a hold of my support system. Thank you. I'll try not to be harsh. I really appreciate that. The Muslim invasion. Shh. If we have a Muslim invasion, it's because the lying Jews paid them, just like Bibi paid Hamas to attack them October 7th. And then Bibi could use that as an excuse to turn around and genocide the Palestinians. And you know the Palestinians are actually our siblings in Yahushua Mashiach, right? You know the lying Jews that did the attack on the Palestinians are actually of the kingdom of darkness, right? You know they're of Satan, right? Okay, well, the people on Facebook don't know this, and it's causing a problem. That's why I came here on YouTube, because I haven't, I alienated you guys a long time ago when I was deprogramming. So I have a whole new set of friends here on YouTube. But I'll tell you, if I alienate you guys, I'm going to be stuck running videos on Instagram. I'm like almost embarrassed to show my face on Facebook, because I told a bunch of people that I'm like, you don't know Yahusha. Oh, yeah, I know you sit there saying you pray once a day. Good for fucking you. You don't live for Yahusha. You don't do anything for him. You throw him up a couple of words, expect him to jump for you. And when he doesn't, you call me on the phone and go, Holly, will you pray to Abba? I mean, because my wife's still cheating on me. I'm still hooked on drugs. I'm still miserable. I'm still this. I'm still that. I'm still the other thing. And you got to pray for me, Holly. What? You want me to tell you what to do? Like, I have his ear, and you want me to waste it on telling him, hey, make this cheating on him and treating him crap. This guy wants more money, and would you just give it to him? That is exactly how a lot of people treat their creator. And I'm sick and tired of it. And when I turn around and say to these people, you don't know Yahusha, who are you to say that? I'm his kid. If you can't tell by the profile picture, and that's another thing that like gets me. I have a profile picture of his seal upon my forehead. And these people are like clueless. See, Yahusha cannot return right now, because if he returned right now, nobody would recognize him. And the people that did recognize him would blast him out of the sky because they hate him so much. Yes, thank you, Lisa. And we need to go to him directly for ourselves. He will answer us. He's not going to let us slip through the cracks. He loves you guys so much. He's returning for you. He wants you guys. He loves you guys. He did not forget about you guys. Honestly, Yahu has been telling me since 2013 how much he loves you guys and wants you. He even told me, Holly, tell them I want to do more for them than I've ever done for you. I'm like, Abba, you've done everything for me. He's like, I know, but tell them that. So yeah, we're supposed to feed a sheep, but I need to encourage you, like Lisa D said, go to him directly and let him be your rabbi. Let him shower his love on you. Let him prove to you he's real. Because when he does that, he does it with everybody. Grab onto that. And then have a relationship with him and keep following him. He's going to answer you. He's a supernatural being. He's going to answer you supernaturally. But stick with it. Stick with him. Let him transform you and your life. Don't be scared of it. He is here for us up to the last minute, always, right? He's here for us up to the last minute, then through the bad stuff, and then he's even here with us after it. He's with us. He does not abandon us. You know, he's not one of these Aluas that, imagine this. I'll give you an example. You're traveling in the car. Everything's going fine and smooth. There you are with your Alua, and you and your Alua are hanging out. And all of a sudden, there's a traffic jam, and you go to slam on your brakes, but you're going to get in a car accident. Can't help it. It's a traffic jam. Well, there's your Alua. Oh, Holly, you're going to get in a car accident. Let me leave. And then Alua takes off and just goes and disappears. And there I am slamming on my brakes. There's the impact, the car accident. I impact the other car, stuck in a traffic jam. Then rush to the hospital. Alua's gone. He's not there. Then, you know, I'm in the hospital. Get out of the hospital. Weeks later, Alua's still gone. Okay, now JESUS will do that to you. JEHOVAH will do that to you. They'll just up, leave, take off. They don't even show up half the time when you pull to them. It's because they're not your savior. They're the replacements that this world gave you, because this world took Yahuwah away from you. They took his name away from you, so that way you would never be able to reach him. I'm here to give you his name back. Yes, he live in his ways, live for him, rely on him, go to him, spend time with him, be in silence with him, let him answer you. I mean, the way I look at it, because of the dreams and visions he's given me, and they're up. If you can't get to Facebook, they're up on my website, and I'll start putting more stuff on my website daily. So that way you can just go to hollybaglio.com and be like, okay, what's she doing? Because I'm going to start having too many problems on these other applications with the way I'm going. I'm not, you know, trying to rip the scales off my friend's eyes. I'm getting, well, no, I don't get strikes and copyrights. Well, I never got copyrights to begin with. I don't get strikes anymore too much. It's the way I word myself. I've learned how to word myself to get around the algorithms to still be able to tell people a lot or say what I got to say. Thank you, Lisa D. A lot of things that you see in the chat room are bots. I was in here, Lisa D. It was just Beverly and I. And my number, it said 1 viewer. And then all of a sudden it shot up to 19 viewers. And I'm like, oh. Somebody put a bot in my chat, on my chat room, like right there. So, right, yeah. It's like, Beverly, get ready for the bots and the trolls. And I already get distracted and off on tangents as it is. But like, blocking these trolls, when I was trying to tell you, like, I only have 1/3 of my memories. And I surmise that in the other 2/3 of my memories that Trump's in them. Because listen, when I'm going to jump around, finally I remember it. I was on Google Plus when I was deprogramming from MK Ultra in 2014, 2015. There was a priest and son that sent me a friend request on Google Plus. And when I took a look at that picture, when I was a young kid and I was being trafficked, I was ordered. And this one time, a father and son, a priest father and his son, I was used for sexual purposes. And it was a big place. It was above ground. Other people were there. Other adults were there using kids. They were wealthy people and powerful people. But we were, I don't know where we were, but we were not in a dome. We were in a building. I can see them right there, and I can see the red chairs over there. I can see the hallway there. And there's the priest father and the son saying, we want to take Holly home. And the handler said, no, she's going back to the dumbs. You can't take her. Pick a different kid. That was when I was a small child. But when I started to deprogram, that father priest with his son popped back up and sent me a friend request. Yes, it's true. My father, not me, had said that the Baglios had mafia connections. My father, there's a reason why I'm giving you my father's name. Okay, this is the real deal. And you can tell point blank when I give you my father's name. I'm not lying. My father, rest in peace. His name is Philip Samuel Ross Baglio. There was a prearranged marriage for me. I don't want to get into all that stuff. I was raised outside the family, and boy, the Baglios. I was the firstborn out of the grandkids, and they were so mad because I was not born a boy. When my grandfather Peter when my grandfather Peter Baglio died, or was it also when my father Philip Samuel Ross Baglio died? My grandfather Peter Baglio was, DC, help me out with this, the administrator to Brooklyn Veteran Hospital. Trump has mafia connections. Baglio had mafia connections. So with my grandfather being the administrator to the Veterans Hospital in Brooklyn and Trump being in New York, guaranteed he knows the Baglio last name. You know who I'd like to talk to right now is Kanye West. I'd like to pick his brain. Although we're two different MK Ultras. We're two different MK Ultras. I'm a created human being, chipped, programmed, and sent off to war and combat. Somebody like Kanye was just grabbed off the street and then, not grabbed off the street, excuse me for how I say it, but he was grabbed and then programmed. Like Kathy O'Brien, she was sold into it, not born into it. I was born into it. She was sold into it so her daddy could get out of trouble for doing what he did to her. And Van Holten says he's a real super soldier. I don't know. I really don't know the backstory to Van Holten. Or is it Von Holten? Are we talking about the same person? Are we talking about the Von Holten? You said Holten. We might be talking about a different one. Are you a bot? The old guy Van Holten that interviewed me back in 2016, 2017. I don't know about him. He's not a super soldier like me. I mean that as in he's not a created human being like I am. Yeah, Anthony, you'd be the one watching me. So this is what's been eating at me. I want to come back and make videos more, but I'm going to need a whole bunch of help in the chat room. And if you don't want to throw a wrench, you don't have to throw a wrench. The reason why I turned you all blue is because I need to see you. I need to be able to see my friends. And I mean, you see my chat room. If people look back at my chat room replays, they're going to be like, well, Holly, I don't see any comments. That's because I deleted them. And it kind of stinks because a long time ago on YouTube, if somebody put up a comment and it was bad, you could delete the comment, but their name would still show. And then next to their name, you would see like Holly Baglio removed their comment or Holly Baglio blocked them. And it doesn't do that anymore in the chat rooms. It just takes them completely off. I don't know. I'm going to read that. Venezuela crap makes no sense why he's wearing so many different outfits. I think he made a deal with Trump and the Israelis. Oh, it still does that? Oh, I thought it didn't. I have a lot of trouble with electronics. Maybe, okay. I thought it didn't. I'm so scared. skinny. I've been trying to gain weight. I swear, the more I try to gain weight, the more I lose. I can't even, I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror because I'm so skinny. I can't stand it. I saw somebody on Facebook say that they wanted to lose 40 pounds. I was like, oh, give it to me. I know exactly where I want to put the first 20, and then the second 20, I'll put 10 in lefty and 10 on righty. No. 5, 5, 5, 5. No. Oh, definitely. I'm throwing a wrench at that. Oh, you beat me to it. Thanks, DC. So, I hate the world. I think right now my realization is not necessarily about waking up to the world around me and what's really going on. I already had that truth shock back in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. I've already had that truth shock. Right now, my issue is we're 21 months away from this 7-year time period ending, and then the next 7-year time period called a Shemitah beginning. So it takes place in September 2027. The fall of 2027 has me concerned, and I would really like to gain back my 25 pounds plus muscle and get my butt to the gym because I really enjoy working out. Ultimately, I want to be back in martial arts because I'm a former martial artist. I love martial arts, but I cannot seem to find a school. But my concern is getting back my weight between now and September 2027 and getting myself prepared because I don't see anything coming good from this world. I see this world going one way, and the realization that I'm having, the magnitude that I feel is the time frame. Hey, Adam, I lift you up to Abba. I've been pulling for you. It is so good to see you. Give it to me. I'm with you, Beverly. I hate it. Like, I've been in bed mouthing off on Facebook. But it's my diary. I'm mouthing off of my diary. Like, when you guys call me on the phone or we're sitting and talking, I'm pleasant and respectful to you always. But when we get in my diary, sometimes I let it rip. And as well I should, because it's about time I get confidence and self-esteem. So I think that what's barreling down on me is where we are in time. We're not in 2015. We're not in 2015 when people would say to me, hey, Holly, how much longer until the end of the world? Like, how much longer till shite really hits the fan? And in 2015, I would answer, in 10 to 15 years, it'll be the end of the world. In 10 to 15 years, it will be the beginning of the 7-year tribulation. And, it's appointed to man to die one time. The 144,000 seals, they've been redeemed from the earth, which means they died and he resurrected them. They did not have it easy whatsoever. Okay, those 144,000 suffered. And they've been redeemed from the earth. So don't think they got off the hook easy. Because they didn't. They didn't. Those 144,000 had it just as bad as the apostles. So they didn't have it easy. So don't think, oh, great, now I got to go through the 7-year tribulation. Listen, when we follow Yahushua, we're never going to have it easy. But this world is headed in one direction. And the time frame that I'm looking at that I want to really be ready for is only 21 months away. There's no rapture. Yahushua comes at the very end of the 7-year tribulation. We need to get strong in him and take away the fear that this world can instill in us. But yeah, in 2015, I used to say, and I kid you not, even lately, I was like, Abba, do you remember? Because I remember in 2015, everybody on the internet saying, Holly, when's the end of the world? And I was like, in 10 to 15 years from now. I don't know when, but I got this gut feeling and with the dreams and visions Abba gives me, I bet you in about 10, 15 years. And what year are we? 2026. So we're between 10 and 15 years right now. And I'm really happy for the Venezuelan people. I'm praying for them. I'm praying for I'm palaling for the Venezuelans. I'm palaling for the Cubans. I'm palaling for the Iranians. I'm palaling for the Greenlanders. I'm palaling for all the citizens of the world and our animals, domestic and wild, birds of the sky, beasts of the land, fish of the sea. I'm palaling for us. I palal that we turn to our Creator and that we make Him our refuge, and may He be our counsel and our rabbis, and may He forgive us when we do turn to Him to repent. In Yahushua Shem Selah. So that's like kind of where my head's been at lately. But I'm happy to inform everybody that finally I got up off my butt over the past couple of weeks. Well, I haven't been feeling well. And I just started cleaning the house today, which means I'm going to finish my book tonight. Yeah, if I get home and sit at my computer, I'm going to finish my book tonight. If everything goes well, it should only take me 2-3 hours and my book will be completely done. I'm still waiting for my copyrights to return. And then I got to give my book one final read through. And then I thought of another story that I got to put in my book. But don't worry, I told you my story already in one of those long 2-hour videos that I made recently. And I think also, like, I'll try to start making short videos and popping them up. Because there's a lot of false prophets, false teachers, false prophecies, and false messages. And I know that you guys, some people may disagree with me. But I want to get us all prepared. I want to make sure we're solid in Yahusha. And that we're on the right track. And yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to answer like that. Yeah. And that's what I want to remember, Sand and Sunaholic. Alicia, that's what I want to remember. We're in it right now. I think, honestly, Sand and Sunaholic, I mean, you might want to watch the video, but this is something I talk about. See, when this thing with Venezuela happened, it struck something in me. And I think Trump was supposed to be a new boss to me Trump was supposed to be a boss to me in the dumps. Just like George Bush Sr. was a boss to me in the dumps, I think he was supposed to be my next boss, but Yahuwah had other plans for me, and I woke up out of it. I think he would have, I was known, one of my functions as a super soldier was I was a sleeper. I was waiting to be called forward in the future. So hearing about Venezuela, I'm having these flashes in my mind, and I cannot put my finger on it to explain it properly, but I think he would have had me over in Venezuela doing some things for him because I was a sleeper soldier. I was programmed to be called forward in the future. And it's very awkward to be sitting here in my car but feel like I was supposed to be in another country doing something else with other people because I was programmed to be somewhere else doing something else by somebody else's programs and orders. And I think all this stuff coming up is what I would have been called forward as a sleeper satanic sleeper super soldier. I would have been called forward for these things coming up with all of these politicians, what happened in Venezuela, what's going to happen in Cuba, what's going to happen in Greenland. Listen, people have to be taken out. People have to be taken out for their political agendas to succeed. And I was programmed and trained and used as an assassin. I was over in Sarajevo, 1991, 1992, talking to Top Brass, taking orders, and then marching out. I remember walking through the stadium, it being on fire, and popping people. I was ordered to go into the stadium with other soldiers, and I was ordered and programmed and commanded by top brass to assassinate and eliminate targets. So I was eliminating the targets that I was programmed to eliminate. And so for all of this stuff to be happening right now, I'm really baracked and grateful and happy that I get to be sitting at home having choices in my life that I did not have when I was an active super soldier. You're forced to do those things. I'm not forced anymore. I was decommissioned in 2018. In 2008, I was decommissioned and released by Joseph Mangley. In 2011, 3 other super soldiers came back, said, Holly, we're getting out, telling the world what happened to us. You want to go on TV with us? And I said, no, I want to be a SEAL to Yahuwah. They regressed me. 2014, voice to skull technology was used on me for 3 days on the voice on the other end. Well, that's a story. But there were 2 voices. And because there were 2 voices and because of what the one voice said to the other voice to skull technology was used on me by who I believe to be Dr. Robert Duncan. At least they used his, if it was not him, then the person on voice to skull used his voice. But I think it was Dr. Robert Duncan that used voice to skull technology on me to make sure I was awake. But I was awake because Yahuwah had already tapped my shoulder. By the time voice to skull technology was used on me, I was literally falling to pieces because I had realized by then that I was used as a super soldier. I was remembering the human hunting parties. I was remembering the cages. I was remembering the other kids being satanically ritualized. A kid being thrown in the fire. The Daisy game with Mangley. George Bush Sr. was a boss to me when I was in the dumps. That's why Kathy O'Brien looks familiar to me, but I wasn't only used as an assassin or a drug runner. I was used as a spy. I was used as a soldier in combat. I was used for sex, but that was a double-edged sword because if I was passed around a bunch of politicians and they raped me, when I went back to the dumps, the people at the dumps could collect all the information from me that I had gained from those guys having sex with me. Plus, I had an open connection and tie and cord to every single politician who raped me, which means, in a spiritual sense, I could always get back to that politician when they fell asleep. And some of the things I was used for was I could invade people's dreams, access their souls, take them out of their body, create a dream, suck them into it, find out whatever I wanted. I would be able to astral travel to a person's home or wherever they were at and find them. So those soul ties, but that's in a super soldier capacity, how I was used back then. But I remember being sent into combat. I remember being sent into the jungle to get rid of entities that don't belong here on Earth. I think they don't belong here on Earth. I mean, you've heard of the Afghani giant. Well, there's this predator alien looking thing, for better terms, down in the jungle, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm going to tell you, if you see one of these flying triangle things, you get your pets, kids, and ass in your house and hide, because that's the government, and they're coming to kidnap you and take you over to some aliens and feed you to the aliens so they can get more power, more technology, and more favors from the kingdom of darkness. And if you think this is outlandish, you better think again. This is reality. And while lying Jews got our current president by the dick and balls, I've got some personal issues of my own to resolve. So I'm just glad I get to come here and hang out with you guys. Doug, thank you for being here and letting me talk to you. Because if people on Facebook want to get out their pitchforks and have at it with me, In 21 months, I'm changing my phone number, but don't worry. Doug, Lisa, Beverly, I'll make sure you guys got it. I don't think I'm going to want to hear from them again. What's to say? You didn't listen back then. You didn't listen 10 years ago. You're not going to listen in 21 months. You know? No, they haven't. You did? Oh, don't look at my page. Oh, God. I want to keep your friendship, Adam. Well, no, you can look at my page, but just brace yourself. I used to have everything on public, but the only thing that's on public is like the past maybe 3 or 4 days. And I'm going to wind up putting it on my friends only. And then on Facebook, if I do put something public, it'll be like my website, my book, or something like that. I don't want my opinion getting out too much. Hey, wait. Pablo Patriot, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I thought there was somebody else that had a name. Pablo was in a cult, and at first I did a double take. Pablo Patriot. Me neither, but I use it as my diary. I was thinking about maybe spending some time on X and then maybe spending some time on Gap. You know what I like on Facebook? I'll tell you why I'm always on Facebook. I like their reels. But I noticed like X and Instagram have some good reels. But I've tried to check out TikTok, but TikTok does not like me one bit. I tried to talk about Kids in the Cage, like on my website, hollybaglio.com. If you click on, there's a title that says something like MK Ultra questions and short videos. You click on it, and then you scroll all the way down. There's about 16 videos that are less than 10 minutes long. And you could tell I was so nervous to talk in those videos. But that's when I was first reintegrated, fully reintegrated, and trying my new shoes. I get nervous. I get intimidated. What can I say? Anyway, I put those videos up on TikTok, and 2 times I did not get a letter. I did not get a warning. I did not get a strike. 2 times TikTok outright took my entire profile and deleted it. Took my entire profile and deleted it. I'm so glad that I had a link to Klepto on TikTok. Klepto, Clepto. Because Klepto did a duet with me. And when TikTok deleted my first account, I lost that duet with Klepto. But now when I try to go back to Klepto's page, they will not let me leave a heart. They won't let me comment. They won't let me do anything. And so I'm basically on TikTok and I'm only allowed to view. I can't put anything up because TikTok literally will delete my account. It happened 2 times. They didn't even tell me it happened. When I went to log in, I'm like, wait a minute, it's telling me I don't have an account. And that's how I found out. Really? Yeah. I wonder if there's really 16 people watching. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had like 40 live people. I used to know a lot of people, but I've alienated them. I think they are censoring me to a degree because I've been programmed and they decommissioned me. And it's taken not only 3 other super soldiers, but also voice to skull technology to prompt me to even say anything at all. And right there, I'm suspect. Because if I'm going to say anything to you guys, I want to be right and I want to give you something. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only best thing I can ever give you is Yahushua Mashiach. Test everything I say, test everything everybody else says, but please go to Yahushua Mashiach. He's not going to lie to you. He's not going to betray you. He's not going to mislead you. He's going to love you. Yahushua came in Yahuwah's name. Go to him. He will always answer you. But you got to go to Yahushua. Yeah, right. They're all proving the opposite. Yeah, I don't entertain TikTok anymore. I do have an account on TikTok, but honestly, Doug, it's just so I can view things, just so I can see what's going on. But it almost feels like they've only given me like reading access only. You beat me to it. I gotta use the bathroom. All right, I better get going. So I'm not home. I hope I can make it home. I would like drive and go with you live, but in this area, it's just gonna stop and spiral, and it's not gonna work so well. So thanks for like hanging out with me and let me talk a little bit. Excuse me. I've been house cleaning because I took the hat off. And I guess I'm going to go back and finish my book. I've got 32 pictures to insert with their 32 descriptions. But then after that, I need to give it one final read through. But I also need to read through my own website and correct it. Because I find a bunch of mistakes. I found a bunch of mistakes the other day, and I'm like, I put this up. I've had this up for so long with all these mistakes. So now I got to go along and try to perfect it. But I'm kind of getting sick and tired of reading my own story. And that's probably why I'm like overlooking things that need to be corrected, is because I'm sick and tired of reading my own story. All right. Well, anyway, all I have to say is I've been enjoying watching Stu Peters, Ian Went. There's a guy named Eric Moutsos. Also I've been listening to lately. There's been a couple of people on Facebook Reels. I've been listening to the guy whose name I forget, but apparently Ian Carroll stole this other guy's work. So, I don't know. I was not that impressed with Ian Carroll to begin with. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you, and I'll be back. I'll be back because Facebook's not going to have me. But no, I've been watching like the Reels. I've been watching things on Zionism, the New World Order, lying Jews, how Palestine just got genocided, how, Cuba's next, and Greenland, Iran, and anybody else that is not yet on the Rothschild banking system. You're going to get on it. You're going to get on it. Or you're going to be bombed and nuked. Because Israel has our president by the dick and balls. Unless he's just a willing accomplice to this whole New World Order thing, which I call the Fourth Reich Rising. Some lady on Facebook, Holly, you're watching too much TV. No, I'm actually paying attention to the world around me. Sorry, you're so diluted that you don't recognize it for what it is. All right, I'm going to go my bladder's going to burst. I could have been halfway home. Nope. I don't know how I'm going to get there now. There's a place I could stop on the way. All right, you know what? I know a place that I can stop on the way, so I'll make it. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you later.